Hello, everybody, and happy Love Day. Welcome in. It's me and my sister on this beautiful Love Day. Now, we're always talking about relationships, men, women, But Valentine's Day, or I like to call it Love Day, is not just about loving somebody else, it's about loving yourself. Now, we love ourselves so much, we do what?
Have standards and boundaries.
All right, and so that's our topic for today, having standards and boundaries. And it's not just about romance, it's about every relationship in your life, whether it be your mama, daddy, kids, sisters, brothers, uncles, cousins, friends, co-workers, and your boo. Now, at the behest of my sister, she said that I needed to start pulling cards because some of y'all don't know I'm an oracle and a tarot reader. So I figured today would be as good a day as any for me to pull a card at the end of the show. All right, so let's get started. So again, we talk about setting boundaries and having standards when it comes to how we deal with people in our lives, romantic or otherwise. What are some things that you feel like we need to set standards and keep them, and set boundaries and keep them? Stand on it, if you will.
Exactly.
What do you think?
Well, it's important because it's a form of your own type of self-respect, and what you basically want to get what you put out there.
Right.
So setting standards is, to me, a thing of what you expect, and they respectable things that's regular. That, as I say, that's free 99. You want somebody to treat you how you treat them, or anything that's got something to do with respecting and loving yourself.
Absolutely.
You want other people to treat you the way that you treat yourself. So that's why it's important, because if you set standards and boundaries and tell somebody and say, oh, well, I won't allow this and I won't allow that, I don't want nobody talking to me any kind of way. But it's like, if somebody come along and they do the opposite and talk to you how you say you won't allow, but yet you stay there and let them keep doing it over and over, it's like you're not standing on what you say. So you're not making nobody respect your standards or your boundaries. Like, you'll let them take it so far. That's having the boundary.
Right.
It's like, do you have a limit as to what you are willing to put up with?
And we got to speak up for ourselves. You can't sit in conversation and say, yes, girl, because I ain't gonna let nobody do A, B, and C, and nobody just gonna talk to me any kind of way. And then that day comes and your boss talking crazy to you. Again, I ain't saying you're supposed to cuss your boss out because they telling you what you're supposed to do as far as your job. But you do have to have standards for yourself and boundaries for yourself, where, yes, you are my superior when it comes to my job, but you're not going to call me up on the phone on my off day and demand that I come in. No, we're not doing that, because you might get cussed out.
Exactly.
And I'll just be looking for another job and getting unemployment until I find something new.
And it's like I said, it goes into having respect.
For yourself.
Exactly. You got to demand it from elsewhere.
In every
if
way.
If you want it, you have to demand that. And it goes back to you setting boundaries for yourself. Like, what will I allow? How long will I put up with something? If I'm even going to put up with something. It's the choice. The choice is really up to you.
Exactly. And I say this, I had this conversation. We've had this conversation before when it comes to relationships, where a person is only going to treat you the way that you allow them. And sometimes we go into these relationships with people and they do one thing we know that we don't like. And then they apologize and you say, okay, well, it ain't going to never happen again. Well, then they turn around and do it 2, 3, 4 more times.
But you accepting it the first time, it's like they could be even testing you.
Absolutely.
To see if you gonna stand on what you said. Absolutely. So it's like, it does no good if you go into telling somebody, oh, well, I told him I ain't about to deal with this and so and so and so. But it's the very thing that person making you deal with.
Absolutely. And I've done it myself. You know,
Exactly.
we both have done it. That's why we know so well. And we only gonna speak on what we know and what we've experienced.
Because we don't know y'all.
Because we don't know y'all. So we ain't, if it's you know, if it's ringing bells in your ears, then it's time for you to stop them bells from ringing. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hit dog will holler.
But we also have to think about how, now, you know, we talk about we was raised in a household where we had a mama who talked real reckless. And we just got used to that. So it's like, ain't really nothing too much that nobody can say that's going to make us want to just, woo-hoo, and break our pride.
If anything, I'm going to bust you in your mouth.
Exactly. Now, we
don't condone violence, but you know, talking stupid. See, I have limits and boundaries about that.
Exactly. Standards. Because sometimes we become desensitized to stuff because that's how we was raised. That don't make it right. We love our mama to death, and we talk about how crazy she was and the stuff she used to do and say, and it's like, yeah, that's why we have a tough skin. That's why it's like, it's a limit to what we gonna let you do to us. Now, we couldn't do nothing to her.
Exactly.
And, you know, sometimes it doesn't even warrant, I say a cuss out, but it doesn't even warrant a cuss out because some people aren't worth it. You just tell a motherfucker politely. You can put them in their place and say, you know what, you're doing too much.
Nice, nasty.
Absolutely.
You can make a person feel some type of way without even cussing.
And you don't have to be disrespectful.
But I like cussing because it spices it up.
Yeah. Well, you know, and again, I talked about, you know, having respect for your mama. We couldn't do nothing to her because that's mama. We love her. But you can have respect for your mother, your daddy, siblings, whoever, where you don't have to talk crazy to them. You can just be like, hey, you don't have to yell at me like that. I can hear you. You know, you can use certain words within reason without raising your voice and without cussing and without being disrespectful. Now, some people going to take it as disrespect regardless.
Right. And see, disrespect, it goes into your feelings. That's why it's like you said them. Because that's setting the tone for you protecting yourself and your feelings. So that's why you would say, well, I don't care who it is, mama, sister, brother, cousin, grandma, I ain't gonna let nobody talk to me any kind of way.
Absolutely.
So just say y'all at the Thanksgiving dinner and grandma say something you don't like. She been saying it your whole life, but now you grown. You ain't at the kids' table. You can cuss grandma.
Right.
And tell her you don't like
and don't
what she been saying. Exactly. But grandma got to learn some respect.
But grandma got to learn. Yeah, because you can't say, oh, well, I'm your grandma, so you don't talk to me that way. But you shouldn't just get respect just because you grandma. You should give it just like you want it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, that's having self-respect to speak up for yourself. To not let somebody continuously just walk all over you like you have no feelings. Like what you think and how you feel is not important. And
because no matter what the relationship, it's important to be true to yourself. It's maintaining your own identity in a sense. Because it's like, if you don't, you just gonna be there, a doormat, and people everywhere you go gonna be doing whatever.
Everybody, family, co-workers,
because they go back to like us. Once
again,
again, we said any form of a relation, family, anything. Right. They go back to us not dealing with family because we got standards and boundaries. Now, most of them might not understand that because we family. It's like, right. But see, our standards on family is behaving a certain way.
Absolutely.
Treating each other a certain kind of way. Right. And not doing no fake phony shit.
Right.
But
and
it's like...
Family is not, and it's the difference between family and relatives.
Right.
Excuse me, because your tail is right in my face. There's a difference between family and relatives. Your family is going to love on you. They're going to embrace you. They're going to respect you, and they're going to appreciate you as a person. Your relatives might talk behind your back to other people and then grin in your face, and then when you confront them, I didn't say that. Well, stand on that once again.
Exactly.
And so setting standards and boundaries for yourselves is sometimes walking away from people if they're not respecting you.
Right, because that's you demanding it. Since you can't respect me while I'm around, I'm gonna remove myself. My absence gonna be felt.
Absolutely.
So that's a form of letting you know I'm not gonna keep putting up with some shit just because of what your title is. Because I gotta protect me. That's what that is. Because then if you don't stand on what you say out your mouth, as far as what you will and want, I couldn't let nobody do this and that to me. Okay, well, if you don't stand on that, you're going to always be one of them people who go around complaining about how somebody treating you. Because, once again, if you're not being treated how you want to be, how you feel like you should, why would you keep putting yourself in a position to get treated that way?
Exactly.
When you really don't have to. Like, I ain't saying it's just that easy, because you might love the person, whoever it is, your kid, your relative, your man or your woman. It might be hard, but which one do you care about the most?
Right.
And which, that goes back to, you got to care about yourself. You can't keep pouring into other people and not give it to yourself. Right, because you're not going to be happy. Especially if you was already happy and somebody come in
tearing it down.
Exactly, by not respecting what you done told them or expressed more than once probably. What you do and don't like. And it's like everything I said I do like, you don't do. And everything I said that I don't like is what you do. So it's like you playing with me.
Exactly. And you playing yourself by letting them play with you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Especially not standing on what you said.
And it's very draining when you allow people to just keep emptying your cup, emptying your cup, and they're not filling it. If you always being the one that's filling it up, I mean, you're going to be empty all the time.
Exactly.
And it's going to show to your friends, your family, and the people who care about you. They're going to notice the change in you. They're going to notice that you're not happy, that you're not smiling and happy-go-lucky like you was before these people were doing what they was doing, or before that guy or girl came into your life. You're going to notice it. And one of the major things is your good bestie, your good Judy, your homeboy, your confidant, your favorite cousin, your sister, whoever, brother, whatever. They're going to get tired of you complaining about that. And they're going to call it out to you because they tired of seeing you hurt. And second of all, they're tired of hearing you talking about that shit. What are you going to do about it?
Because you got the control.
Right.
That's the bottom line. You have the control, especially if you that sick of it to where this is constantly your conversation, no matter who it is you talking to. It's like you might probably don't even recognize you doing that. Now, that's something I haven't done.
Right.
But I've had it done to me. That's how come I recognize it. And it's like, come on now. Okay, you not sick of singing this same tune. You don't see that you basically consumed with this shit because this all you talk about.
But that's all you can focus
once
on.
Again, and it's because this person does not conform to your standards or your boundaries. So it's like, you control your atmosphere.
Absolutely.
You control, like I was just saying earlier today, I don't have problems because I don't put myself out there to have any. The only problems that I have personally is like, okay, oh, this bill done came.
Right.
But as
Typical
far as
life
exactly, oh shit, we got to get a goddamn oil change.
Right.
That type of shit. But a person, by me having that done already drained me. It was like, no.
You ain't never accepted that again.
Exactly. And certain people, or in that case, I only dealt with one person as far as what I learned about what I do and don't like, what I will and won't tolerate. But I couldn't see myself doing that with multiple people to where everybody I deal with getting on my nerves in the same manner.
Right.
If I recognize it and you not doing what I want as far as behavior, what I have standards for, going on dates and conversing, real conversations, that type of thing, those are my standards. If you not following those, we can't go no further.
Exactly. Because it's a waste of my time.
Because you're not respecting things that I'm telling you.
My standards and boundaries.
Right. Because, and all my boundaries, once again, that's everybody's game in a sense, to see how they can push them.
Right.
It's like, no. If Ray Ray just did this, why would I come and let 3-4 more niggas do the same shit
Right.
that Ray Ray already showed me for 27 years?
Right. And let's remember too, if you would cut your sister off, or cut your brother off, or cut your mama off, or cut whoever off for disrespecting you, why wouldn't you cut him off?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you?
It's the same thing.
Right. You shouldn't allow anybody to disrespect you. It doesn't matter who it is. If you would cut everything short and stop talking, or go, as they say, low contact or no contact with people that's important in your life, you should do the same thing with your mate. It shouldn't make no difference who it is. Like, your mama always gonna be there for you, for the most of us. Your sister, your siblings, or what have you, if you have a good family unit, and you always have your whole life, and these people always been there, it shouldn't be so easy to get rid of them, but you still stuck with this motherfucker that'll beat your brains out,
Right.
cuss you out, call you out your name, abusive in every single solitary
if you
way.
cutting off one, you can cut off all, because you
exactly.
want everybody to treat you like how you treat them.
Exactly. So I always say, like, and this is always a recommendation that I make, because you can think about some things in your mind, but when you look at it on paper, it looks completely different. So I always tell everybody to journal. So for y'all that's listening today, if you saying, that ain't me, okay, I want you to get a book, a notebook, or a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, and write down the pros and cons of the people that you care about in your life, whether it be your man, or if you single, the people you dating, or your best friend, or whoever it is. If you feel like, well, damn, they did disrespect me, they was talking crazy to me, they never called me, I'm always the one that's calling them.
And I did tell them that I don't like that, and they still doing it.
Right.
That's
you not saying cut these people off, but what I am saying is speak up for yourself. Set those standards. It's never too late. Set those standards and say, hey, I know I ain't never spoke up, or I told you once before, I don't like when you cut me off when we're talking, or I don't like when you call me on the phone, and then when I listen to all your problems, and then when I start talking about mine, oh, well, I got to go. Ray just walked in the door. Like,
Exactly.
That's messed up, because it's one-sided. You're just using this person as your dumping grounds for your problems, and then when you've gotten all your problems out, you going on about your business back to the person you was just complaining about. Like, that's not how that works. You can't do that. You can't use that person to fill you up, but now they're drained because they've let you vent. And again, it's the fault of both people, because sometimes, like you said before, people don't notice that they're doing that. So you have to bring it to their attention and say, hey, this is what you're doing. I don't like it, whatever. And let the chips fall where they may.
But they can't say they don't know where you stand.
Absolutely, because you've already told them from the get. Now, when it comes to family, that is a little dicey, because you've been around these people your whole life. So they don't always recognize it if you don't say anything, or they always take you for granted, like, oh, well, we family.
Well, see, that's my experiences of, that's where I learned that from, to have it. Because it's like they ran off the we family dynamic, and it was like, it's cool for us to do fucked whole shit. And we're family. And it's like, that's not how that goes. Like, even though we was brought up in the same family, we got two different views on how we supposed to behave.
Yep.
So on this backbiting, talking shit about each other, it's like, and then once again, it's like, okay, well, you already know how I'm cut. You know how I'm coming. But that's the fucked up part too, because I ain't even coming at you like how I really would come.
Raw and uncut, like
exactly,
I do for a motherfucker
because
in the
you're
street.
family.
Yep.
So it's like when I do say something, it's like, oh, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. It's like, okay, see, now I see you as somebody else.
Now you're trying to gaslight me.
Exactly, and that's one of my boundaries. I don't like that. You can't play me like that. Right. Because, see, that's where I lose my shit. That's where I go off. Exactly. Because now you playing on my intelligence, and now you my family. You know I'm smart. Right. You know I'm this. You know
I got a bad temper, whatever.
Exactly. So why play with that, and then when confronted with it, it's like you back down. It's like, no, stand on 10 about what you said or what you did, because you had balls enough when my back was turned. Right. It's like, so, my standard is not your standard. we don't have the same standard when it comes to family. You showed me that. Now my boundary is I don't let you do shit throughout the years because we're family. So since we done had my fair share of run-ins, which are repeatedly doing some shit that you gonna lie about or either be sorry about, we gonna back the fuck up.
Pump the brakes.
And that's how I do anybody. And it might take me a minute to cut you off, depending on who you is. But that's what makes it hard for a motherfucker to get near me.
Absolutely.
Because of standards and boundaries. And a lot of people don't have them because that's respect for yourself. So when you do have that, you an eyeball for that.
Absolutely.
You an eyeball for having respect and standards and boundaries. Because it's like, oh, well, who the fuck you think you is?
She thinks she better than everybody else.
And it's like, goddamn, if I got...
It is what it
exactly. If that's what make me think I'm better than somebody, then shit.
Right.
I'm scrubbing my shit. I'm popping my shit.
Right.
Because I will forever be a problem
right.
if that's a problem. I'm going to always be a fucking problem.
Exactly. And you're not going to sit here and tell me that I'm out of order because I tell you I don't want you doing something to me because it makes me feel a certain way.
Right.
I'm not about to I didn't do that. No, I'm not about to let you piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Exactly.
I'm not stupid. So I don't care who it is. And I've had this done, like you saying, with family, mate, people that I call so-called friends from the past and all of that
people
kind of
that
stuff.
want to call themselves getting to know you.
Right.
It's like, it's everywhere.
It ain't like that. Okay, what is it like?
That shit is like another form of COVID. Everybody got that shit.
Special to me. But yet I never see you. You never call, but you expect me to answer every time you decide you want to text or call me out of the blue. I don't think so. But you are special to me. I know I'm a shitty person. I know I ain't shit. You are not shit. You're right.
Exactly.
Why would you say that? You
just told me you wasn't. I disagree.
Right. But that's not the expectation. See, that's their gaslighting shit. The expectation is that you're going to say, no, you're a wonderful person. I like you.
No.
Fuck that. We come up in a different era because there was a time where back in the day, that's what everybody told you. Well, they family. Just let it go. Don't worry about it. That's just how she is. No, fuck
right,
that.
because that's when you notice that this is just a pattern.
Absolutely.
This ain't just shit.
And they
bullshit.
doing it because you keep letting them get
Exactly.
away with it. It doesn't matter.
It's like, to me, I took that and learned, to me, that's only teaching a motherfucker new ways to fuck you.
Absolutely.
When you stick around. It's like, well, damn, that wasn't good enough for you. Let me see what this. Yeah, let me see if I thrust a little
I ain't
harder.
even gonna put no lubrication on this
Exactly,
time.
purposely.
Right.
And for no good.
Yeah, and they looking
reason.
for a reaction every time they do the shit that they do to you. So I've come to a point where, you know, I cut a motherfucker off and won't say nothing. It
because that's like, how you really get peace.
Yeah.
And when you tell somebody that, they be looking at you like you some hermit weirdo, but it's like shit.
But look at how people treat you when you do let them in.
So I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
If I gotta pick and choose being around a bunch of fake ass energy, knowing motherfuckers don't like me, none of that, that ain't my standard.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. I don't like it. If I know I don't mess with you no type of way, I'm not gonna be around because I have boundaries. I don't want to go to jail.
Now, my sister has not elevated to the point that I have. Sister will still get violent with you.
I mean, but see, once again, when I keep myself out of situations and
right.
away from people
right.
that don't test the boundaries, I don't have those problems.
Exactly. So that is why you do that.
And that's why you have to protect literally yourself because once again, depending on how you might care for somebody, it'll take you off your shit. If you find out they playing with you. And it's like you've been given nothing but genuineness. And it's like, well, I told you once again what my boundaries was. I don't like this, and this how I'm gonna respond to if you do some shit like that. So that's like the caution flag. Like, hey, I'm not gonna let that be a surprise, but I'm telling you how you get yourself there. So hopefully you don't cross any of those.
Now, believe it or not, I have not always been this peaceful person. I was very volatile in my young years and very reckless at the mouth. I could have been shot slapped by strange men, all kinds of things.
She did.
I just was blessed that nobody ever did anything.
As I love to scream, she was very masculine.
Now, but in my growing, elevating, and getting older and gaining wisdom, I realized that the best thing you can do for the peace and betterment of your own spirit and energy is to just walk away. You don't even necessarily have to block people. You can just ignore them, and that bothers them more than anything else in the world.
Yeah.
See, when you block somebody, it makes you make it look like you kind of pressed about them. But depending on who it is. Now, if somebody just being a stalker.
I know when people are pressed and live their whole life and everything is about social media, that's who I block.
Now that bothers them because they want to know what
you're
doing. Right. Yeah. They want to know what you're doing, so they might make another page so they can come look, that type of thing. Weirdo. But if it's somebody who, you had a genuine friendship or something like that with, it's you like, can stay. You can stay.
We just don't rock.
We just ain't cool no more. And that bothers them even more because they see what you're doing.
But you damned if you do and damned if you don't. So, just like with having standards and boundaries.
So you do what's best for you.
Exactly. Because you're going to be damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you don't have no respect and boundaries, she just reckless. He nasty. Right. Damn, she let the kids run all over her. Right. She don't whoop them. She don't. Ain't no repercussions for dogging your ass. Mm-hmm. That's the bottom line. If you don't make nobody have none, because people gonna notice. If you don't even say nothing, sometimes you ain't gotta say nothing. You ain't gotta cuss nobody out. Just take yourself away. Motherfuckers gonna notice that shit. Right. And now when motherfuckers come and start asking you, why you don't come to nothing no more? You at liberty to say
you don't want to know the answer
to. Because you will find out a whole bunch of shit that you didn't know. Mm-hmm. But now you gonna know. Mm-hmm. It's like, dang, well, they ain't say that. Yeah, they're never gonna tell you the real reason.
Because that makes them look bad.
Yeah, but now, and I'm gonna tell you what I said about them.
Right. So it won't be no misunderstanding.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So if I called you a toothless crackhead bitch, guess what? I will repeat it again, okay?
And I've had to do that with clients. I've told clients,
because people be thinking it's a game because they fake.
Right. And I've had to do that with clients. Like if you're nice and you helping them on their elevation and whatnot, and you do readings or what have you for them. And then you say, okay, well, Mondays is my day where I don't talk to nobody. Because people think when you a spiritual person and all that kind of stuff that you got all this energy to give, and they will pull. And I'm like, again, set standards and boundaries with people. It's like, okay, I don't talk to people on Mondays. Here comes somebody texting. Hey, lovely. Hey, beautiful. Hey, goddess. I need your help. This so-and-so did such and such and such and such, and I won't say nothing. And then the next day when I decide to answer all my messages and stuff, I told you that I don't talk to anybody on Mondays. I know, but, and then that's when I'm going to block you because you saying fuck your mouth.
Fuck what I'm saying. Even though you didn't say them words, and you probably didn't think to take it that way. But that's how I took it. Yeah.
I've had people come to my door when I told them, please do not contact me because I'm going to be busy on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Called me on Monday, called me on Tuesday, and Wednesday they was at my door, and you know what I did? Sat there watching TV, eating my popcorn. They could hear me behind the door. I don't give a fuck because I told you that I was busy. You said, fuck that. I need to talk to you.
Someone I know took a vacation from work, and they were calling that person on the vacation days to come in.
Can you come in?
Exactly. Now, if that's not respecting somebody's boundaries,
I don't know what it is.
Exactly.
Now, that's why I said bosses, co-workers, friends, family members, associates, whoever it is. Nobody is allowed to, what do I be saying? Impede on your time.
Exactly.
Your energy, your peace, your space, your boundaries, and nothing else. So it's all up to you.
Exactly, because it's about whether or not you respect it enough to make another motherfucker respect that shit.
Absolutely. And you should have your respect for yourself to be up here where they can't even reach that shit. So it ain't hard for you to cut a motherfucker off for not respecting it because Can't nobody respect you more than you respect yourself. Can't nobody love you more than you love yourself. Come on now.
Exactly.
Okay, that's how you know that you're being loved properly. That's how you know you're being respected. That's how you know that that you are really truly loved, because I love myself this way, or I respect myself this way, so I know this is what I want other people to do.
Yeah. Well,
that's it. We done covered everything. We didn't need all night for that one.
Respect yourself, yeah.
Love yourself. Okay. Now, once again, I said at the beginning of the video, you stay to the end. We're gonna pull a couple of cards because it's Friday, Venus, love, Valentine's, whatever. Selena doesn't have a love, so she said she don't want to participate. All right, so I'm just gonna pull one card from each deck. You want to pull it out, sister?
Yeah.
Pick whatever one you want. Okay. All right, we got stillness. Now, you see her? She's stretching, doing a little yoga. She's all alone. There's no one else with her. She's caring for and loving herself. That's something that you need sometimes in your life, is to just sit still. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Do a little meditation. Clear your mind of all of the clutter and all of the noise from what's going on around you with whoever it is. Take a moment and take some time for yourself, whether it be in your car, during your lunch or break at work. Whether it be, when you're at home and the house is chaotic, you can still go outside and get in your car and just sit there for a few minutes and take some time for yourself. That's another form of self-love, having some stillness and, sometimes kind of breathing and getting things out. And I talked about journaling earlier as well. So we need to do that, because sometimes you look at things from a different light when you see it on paper. All right, one more. Okay. All right. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationships will magically transform. Now, this is an alignment with what we was just talking about. It's not necessarily a criticism to tell somebody, hey, you're doing a little bit too much, because they crossing your boundaries, okay? That's making that other person feel down, because you telling them you just don't do nothing. You don't clean up. You don't do so and so. That's criticism. That's not them overstepping your boundaries.
Right.
But loving and accepting somebody for who they are, means that, you know what, I know you're a little quirky and you like things in a certain order. You need to have them cereal boxes lined up with all of the words in the same direction. That's some weird ass shit to me, but okay.
You gotta respect that.
I'm gonna respect that, because this is your house.
Exactly.
And sometimes things like that set people off. It fucks their whole day up. It's the thing. I got some stuff. That ain't it. That ain't the thing. But I got some things. But if you just love somebody for who they are, quirks and all, and the small things that you can kind of overlook or compromise on, that can make your relationship better. And once again, it's just not about romantic relationships. That's whoever you in close
and just
proximity
communicate
to.
it with the person.
Tell them how you make them feel, or on the other hand of it, tell a person, like I just told my sister yesterday, I was trying to be funny, but I'm a weirdo. I know that. And there's certain things that I do and how I move, and other people might be looking at it like, why is she acting like that?
But if you know somebody else is different, you're
not
gonna
gonna
look at them like that.
You're not gonna be offended by it. That's just how they do things, and that's who they are. And I recognize that about myself, so that's why I kind of speak on it, so people won't think, oh, she's just a selfish bitch, because I'll feed you all day, I'll cook you food, the whole 9 yards, but it's certain shit that's mine, and you can't have it, and it's gonna stay in this room with me up under this bed. Now, if you want some of it, I'll offer you some. If you know I got it, and you say, hey, can I have some of that? Absolutely. I share with everybody in the house, but it gotta be here, and I gotta know how much it is, and I gotta dole it out. So, and then, you know, we freakish about the whole paper towel shit.
That's
So,
some other shit.
yeah, we ain't gonna go into that. But anyway, we love you guys very much. We appreciate y'all for always tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful Galentine's. I just learned about that.
Girl.
Valentine's Day, dinner, whatever, and all the little y'all gonna get into.
Have y'all some relations, make them Scorpio babies, you know?
Please don't have any more Scorpio. I love Scorpios. You can
make
have
them Scorpio babies. The world needs more people like us.
Oh, we ain't gonna go that far. But anyway, so we gonna get up, get our snacks. You know how we do every week. We be tired when we get done, ready to go lay down and find a movie and have some little Valentine snacks or something. I think I want to watch horror movies tonight.
Me too. You know, I always be trying to find me a good scary movie. That's all I really care about. Oh, and some good crime and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some type of murder documentary or something.
Thrillers, shit like that.
Bloody Valentine.
Yep.
But anyway, y'all, we will see y'all on next go round. Come on, sister.